Meet me at the altar in your angels.
Please say no to me, cause this season's a mess.
Ooh, bars.
Ooh, bars. It feels like she's finally coming to the realization that, like, this is going to be inconvenient to me. And I don't want this inconvenience of having to, like, mold my lifestyle around a working class person.
What would you do if you thought my dress was ugly? Because you don't see it until I come down the aisle.
I'd be like, you like when you're driving down the highway and your friend's driving and they're about to miss the exit and you're just like, where you going?
Where you going?
Where you going?
You said you're going to be like, what was that dress?
I was like, oh, yeah, what made you choose that one? What
made you choose that one? It's crazy.
I think we have an idea where it's like everything changes once you get married.
Yeah.
Like your life is this is the first day of the rest of your life. Like we do so much to say this act of like legally binding yourself together is going to like just completely change the way you live your life, which is like
and
not
justify
true.
your life.
That yes.
Or it doesn't matter how much money she makes, she still wants a man who's going to do all the things.
Everything.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that. I just don't know if that's going to come in a loving package.
Most of the time we see it doesn't.
It's out there. It exists, but those men are few and far in between. We are longtime friends turned lovers, here for all things love, dating, and relationships. Lovers Watch is a podcast where we explore how the love and relationships we observe on screens influence the love and relationships we experience in our own lives.
From romance sitcoms to reality dating shows, we're mining through the mess to bring you the gems and help make sense of this crazy little thing called love. So, whether you watch these shows or not, if you love love, you're in the right place.
Hello, and welcome to Lovers Watch.
Oh my gosh, hello to you too. Hi, I am your host, Sam. And beside me is my bodacious buttercup.
That's me. I'm your co-host, YoVanna.
And today we're talking about Love is Blind, Season 9, Episode 12.
It is wedding season.
Finally.
Meet me at the altar in your angels.
Please say no to me, cause this season's a mess.
Ooh, bars.
Ooh, bars. Ooh.
What gems did you mine from this episode, baby?
From this episode, speaking of weddings, I really think we need to find a way to not bring so much pressure and expectations to weddings and marriage in general. Yeah.
I'm interested to see what you mean by that.
We'll see. How about yourself? What do you find?
I want to know, do we let our aspiration for wealth and status prevent us from having lasting love?
I think
Not
we do.
y'all. I'm in love. Okay, so before we get into our hot take, the Love is Blind season is a wrap. We want to know what you guys want to hear us talk about next.
Indeed.
We're open to all forms of media, ideally highlighting relationships. It could be platonic, it could be romantic, preferably with Black and brown folks. Yeah, so let us know in the comments. Put it in the comments. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. Okay, baby, we like to start off the show with a hot take. Sam, baby, what's your hot take?
Alrighty, so my hot take for today is if your couch has less than 1,500 farts in it, it's not officially broken in yet.
It doesn't belong to you?
It's not yours yet completely.
Okay.
You know? Also on the flip side, if you're gonna buy a used couch, you kind of do have to consider like how many farts are potentially in this couch.
Invested in that couch.
Exactly. So we were doing some math one night and we were thinking, all right, okay, so if let's say two people.
You got two folks sitting on the couch.
Sitting on the couch, right?
About 4 nights a week.
Yeah, about 4 nights a week. So let's say on average, you're doing like 2 to 3 farts a night, maybe somewhere in there each. So let's say 3. All right, so 3 times 2 people.
Right, 6.
That's 6 times 4 nights a week.
Right,
that's
you got
like,
24. Okay, we got 24.
52 weeks a year. So that's like mid 1200s.
That's
right
like
there.
almost. That's a little less than 1,300. So we got to round up though.
Round up a little bit because you gotta have guests. You gotta have people staying over.
And then you got them nights when the guts is bubbling and it's about 5, 6, 7 farts.
So just accounting for a little extra. 1,500 is pretty even.
1,500 per year. So this is something to consider when you go to buy a used couch. How many farts are you bringing into your home? However, I'll say that there is a vintage exception.
Okay.
So vintage is more valuable, right? But you're inherently bringing decades of farts into your house.
You bring a mid-century couch from the 50s or whatever. That's
a lot of farts.
Ooh, that's a lot of farts.
And that's that good diet part. That's when people was drinking whole milk. Yeah, they was on the food pyramid. They had five breads, 7 gallons of milk every day.
2 quarts of yogurt, 15, a whole fish. Yeah, so you got to consider that, you know?
Yeah, the diet was cut different. However, if it's leather, if it's a vintage leather couch.
It's like a little force field, you know?
Yeah, it's got a harder surface to penetrate. So that brings, I'm going to say that brings the farts down by like 60%, honestly.
Honestly, more because, like, I mean, leather, it's kind of hard to penetrate. It's nice.
Just things to consider for you folks.
Gives it a nice patina. So, yeah. Anyway, baby, what is your hot take?
Hot indeed, because I get hot every time I see this shit.
It's kind of, okay.
Blend your makeup down your damn neck. Why are y'all stopping at your jawline looking like Jim Carrey in the damn mask? I'm sick of it. Yeah. I will not stand for this anymore. Your makeup should not stop here because your face does not stop here. Hit them with the chin strap, and if you're really feeling advanced and generous, it needs to go down your neck.
Blend a little bit, y'all. Yeah.
If your hair is up, you got to hit your ears. Blend your motherfucking makeup. All right. Shall we dive into the appetizer of our episode?
Yes,
the tasty weddings.
I guess. Okay.
All right, we starting with Allie and Anton.
Oh, Lord.
Before they go to their wedding, we see them at their bachelor party, bachelorette parties. And we start off with Allie and her roommates, friends.
I couldn't really tell.
The description said roommates. To me, if you have to make that distinction, it says that these people are not your friends, and she doesn't have friends. And by the way these women was talking, you could tell she ain't got no friends. Because it's basically the broke bitch truck driver scene, like overt classism.
Yeah.
Are you okay that he's a truck driver? A lot of people would look down on that, especially a woman of your caliber.
If I were to meet somebody that was just like, oh yeah, I'm a truck driver and I love it, I plan to do it my whole life, I'd be like, absolutely not. You know, but he talks about opening like a barber shop in the future, like opening up some kind of restaurant.
He has a lot of potential, but another potential is that he's just gonna forever be a truck driver.
It was like Allie was trying to defend him a little bit by saying like, oh, he makes really good money. And she's like, well, I guess just good money. And her friend is sitting there like, okay, if you say so,
but like,
whatever.
But like, what does it matter that he drives trucks if he makes good enough money to provide for you?
To offer to provide for both of y'all. In
the way that you want.
Well, maybe not the way she wants, because she wants Botox and for her to be her mommy daddy.
Yeah, she want a housekeeper too.
Basically, yeah.
And again, ain't nothing wrong with all that, but I don't think it's coming in the package that you're currently seeking. But the point to me is like, what does it matter if he's a truck driver, a woman of your stamina or stature, or what is your stature?
Yeah, they said, woman of your status, basically, like shouldn't be like basically you shouldn't be dating him because you are who you are,
and he's beneath you because he's a truck driver.
Yeah, they very very specific point they made where they said he might make enough money for her, but other people are going to look down on him and like therefore be looking down on you.
Because why are you with him?
Yeah.
Which fuck does it matter? If the man is making money and he ain't doing nothing illegal, why does it matter? If your man is a plumber and he plumbing and he bringing home that cash and he's doing what he need to do as far as meeting your standards, what does it matter?
Well, other people might say something. So that matters more to me than having a healthy and happy relationship.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if I'd be taking advice from two about to be divorced women who are literally copy and paste. Like, they look like Austin Powers villains.
The little machine
guns is gonna come out. Okay, then we see Anton at his bachelor party with his friends. He has like 4 of them who are nowhere to be found on the wedding day.
Not at all.
But he's sitting there telling his guys basically like he loves her.
Yeah, basically he's telling them how sure he is that he's gonna marry her. Basically, just like, hey man, I'm really committed. I'm really down about this.
Is she high maintenance? Absolutely. Is she the best with money? No. Does she cook and clean? No.
Is she a pain in my ass? Absolutely. I'm gonna say yes though. Yeah.
It was wild. Like, I mean, he knows who he's dealing with, which is important.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. He has accepted her for who she is.
Yeah, and
has she
not
accepted him?
Not at all. No.
But also, I want to know who Allie. Who is your daddy?
I don't know, because we definitely see her sister show up, and they look like her mother.
Copy paste. They came right out that womb. Because the rest of them sisters look exactly like they are their mother's children. Allie don't look like none of them.
Yeah, we see the sisters walk in, spitting image of the mother, and it's like she just stands out. Yeah, to me, it definitely looks like she has a different father. And
Who the daddy?
His genes are doing all the work. I mean, I'm sure her mother is very nice, but yeah, them daddy genes is doing a lot of the heavy lifting.
You are the father. Baby got your eyes.
Take the test.
Got the same chin, the same lip. That baby got the same head as you and the same eye. Well, take the test. Take the test.
You want to hear the test results?
In the case of the little baby.
Well, the test said that is your baby.
How you doing?
Yeah.
We see the skeptical sister Nayara give her blessing of sorts. It's a blessing. It's a, if you like it, I love it. I don't approve of this shit and I want you to motherfucking know it, but I showed up for you.
I'm here. I don't want to be, but we here. Let's do it. Do your thing.
Which is funny, and it feels very very black behavior.
A little bit.
A little bit. Where you're like, do I approve of this shit? No, but I will support you. No. So I guess go on and saunter your ass down this aisle looking foolish. And I mean, as soon as they opened their mouths, I said, I know these niggas had no intention of ever getting married because where the fuck are the vows?
The reason that I fell in love with you is because of the connection we have, because we have the same goals and we have the same outlook on our lives and our future. We've had our ups and downs, we've had our moments of questioning each other, but no good thing ever comes easy.
I feel strongly about some vows. If we getting married, you should have written some shit down. You should have been drafted, proofread multiple rounds. Don't you come up here to this altar with nothing to say. You're not about to freestyle on my wedding day.
They always do, though. They always do.
And both of them.
Falling in love with you was so easy. Your character, your love for all of your loved ones, and how deeply you care for everybody in your life. Your support for who I am, not knowing what I had looked like, you embraced every part of me.
Allie say no. Allie say, baby, I don't know who the fuck you is. You not the man I met in the pods.
I can't be your wife. I feel like the person that I fell in love with in the pods isn't the person I've gotten to experience in real life.
It's like, all right, you talked a big game in the pods, but afterwards, now you was drinking. I found out you was going to strip clubs from your friends. I don't like none of that shit.
I'm not with that shit.
Which is funny because her mom, before she got married, was basically saying, hey, he's cool, but that drinking shit,
I'm not with it.
My family don't do that. Why he doing that?
Allie had to be like, well, I drink too.
Well, mother,
just not
I
that
drink
much.
the alcohol as well, Mom.
But yeah, so basically she say no in that man's face. Somebody call her a cold-hearted bitch.
Cold-hearted.
Yeah.
And then Anton, he does what a lot of men end up doing on this show, where they just kind of stand there after they get rejected.
Yeah.
And just stand there in front of the crowd and just basically it feels like a very patriarchal thing to be like, all right, I have to stand here and hold down the fort. Thank everyone for coming. Of course I got left up here.
This isn't the outcome that I was anticipating.
Not at all.
It's crazy. Yeah. Why can't he run off dramatically?
Well, that's not very masculine of him,
To me, this was so unnecessary. And this is the part that makes me want to question, how much do they owe? How much do these participants owe Netflix if they decide to roll out? Because why you did all of that to go up there and be like, no, I can't. And then the drama.
Yeah. Let's go. Let's go.
Then go off dropping down to her knees
crying. You the one who got your heart broke.
Yeah, he said no to her basically.
Everybody crying. The damn, whose child is this? Who baby is this? The flower girl toe up. That baby was ready to throw some flowers. She was gonna skip down the damn aisle.
I let down my guard.
I was like, damn, my one job. Y'all took my one job from me. That
crazy. Baby was toe up. She just saw everybody else crying. She was like, fuck, I don't get to throw no flowers.
And then Allie's just like, I just want to go home. I just please get me out of here. Get me out of these shoes. Get me out of this dress. It's like, girl, you said no to him.
But also, why did you come to do all of this here?
Yeah.
If you knew that this was how it was going to go down, you could have did that shit in an email.
Could be. I was about to say it could have been an email.
Could have been an email.
Send me a Slack, something. Just be like, nah, and then let me go home.
What?
Yeah. After all that, it just really made it clear that like Allie just wanted a boring guy who made good money, who was willing to just like worship the ground she walked on. Basically, that's basically all she really wanted.
And come straight home after work and play his little video games. Which, listen, I don't knock it, but that's not Anton.
No, once she found out he had a past, like a real person, she was like, oh.
Okay, so here's what I will say. And someone in the comments had made this point, which I hadn't been considering.
Okay.
This is a very short timeline, right? If you're looking for someone who claims to be serious about a relationship, finding out that just like a couple months ago they was in the strip clubs on a regular basis, on top of seeing their like questionable drinking habits, it makes sense that that would give you pause. So I do understand that. But I think the biggest point is like status is important to her.
Very much so, yeah.
She knows what she looks like, and she knows that she can leverage that to get a situation that resembles more of what she wants.
That's
and that
true.
might not be... I don't think love is the priority.
No, because I mean, based on her work schedule and like everything else, it seems like she's very okay with like, I see you when I see you, kind of come home. I
want to be taken care of.
Yeah, basically.
And if that means that I'm not if that means that I'm not loved in like a deep,
traditional sort,
not traditional, but like in a deep and meaningful way, but I'm taken care of, that seems like it's okay with her.
Yeah, I mean, again, like her friends or her roommates are saying, like, yeah, someone of your status, which that can only mean like your looks, basically, because like she's a nurse, she's what, 20 something?
I don't know how old she is,
but yeah, she doesn't have like the status of like a bunch of success, so it's just her looks they're talking about.
Well, yeah, in this patriarchal world, her looks are what gives her value, and she got looks. The girl looked
even
good.
though like when she had her makeup off, she was like pretty, but it was like kind of scary.
She looks like a cat, like a pretty cat.
Something like that. Yeah, it was kind of off-putting a little bit.
No, I think Allie is very pretty. I think Allie knows she's very pretty, and I think she also is aware of the ways in which she can leverage her looks to access the life that she wants. And that life might not be built around meaningful love. It might be built around, you gonna do these motherfucking dishes, you gonna clean up my laundry, you gonna pay for my Botox, and I'm gonna stay at home with these kids. And if that's what she wants, like her sister said, if you like it, I love it. But why you on a show talking about Love is Blind?
Yeah, it just sounds, to that point, it just sounds like if she's going to put up with anything, yeah, he might as well be like a millionaire, basically.
Right. She ain't going to put up with that shit from a truck driver.
A truck driver? Other people look down on that. Ew, gross.
I felt for Anton, though, standing up there looking stupid.
A little bit, because I mean, he's very much, he definitely felt like, I want to cry, but I'm not going to allow myself to cry.
No, he definitely wasn't going to allow himself to cry.
He felt like he was crying at one point, but then he moves his hands and there's nothing.
That face was dry as hell. I think what is happening for Anton is he is able to identify the value that a woman like Allie brings into his life because of her appearance. And like, maybe he wasn't head over heels in love with her, but he was fine to spend the rest of his life with her. Like, I don't know how much of a priority love was for him either. To me, it seems very difficult to build love off of like such a weak foundation. Y'all both speak other languages.
They had nothing to begin with. But I mean, in Anton's case, like he didn't know, I mean, he didn't know what she looked like. So like his,
sure, I'm saying afterwards.
Yeah, afterwards. Yeah, sure. But I mean, yeah, they both went in, but presumably him, you know, with having someone who looked like she did, he could have easily not gotten that. And he was still, to your point, saying like the value that a woman brings in my life, no matter what she looks like, to an extent. I think that's what he was there more for to begin with, not necessarily for love, maybe.
Well, yes. What I'm saying is that Allie was perfectly fine, and he was okay to also settle with perfectly fine, considering how good she looks.
That's fair.
I'm saying settling in the fact that like it doesn't seem like they had a deep, meaningful connection.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Yeah, because if she maybe looked a little bit different or had like stronger problems, then he probably would have been like, nah.
We don't know, but the point is, to me, it feels like he was also settling in some sense, in the way that many men are like, I don't really have to like this person. If she looks good and she's going to be here, then that's kind of all that matters.
She's willing to have my kids, then like whatever, you know?
Yeah, they're settling they're settling in a sort of transactional approach on both their sides, although Allie's is much more obvious.
Much more on the surface. Yeah.
Yeah. So the only other wedding we have, this was some bullshit.
It's so weird because this season was like so interesting, but like at the end of it, it's like, damn, this shit sucked.
Nobody's ruining their lives. Nobody's getting married. Are you serious?
Don't ask me. Yeah.
Okay, so we have Calabria and Edmund. It's their wedding day.
Yes, and Edmund, my friend, take that damn pick out your head. The whole season you've had it.
You gotta tell him that with your teeth. Through your teeth.
Wedding day.
If you don't take that goddamn pick out your motherfucking head.
It's not cute. It's just, sir.
This is where his mama should have come in.
Well, we see his mother was not there.
Which is sad for him.
This whole situation, this whole season, I have really struggled either like liking Edmund or not liking him, mostly leaning on the side of like, I do not like this man. But we do see a situation where it just feels like every adult in his life has basically failed him. Because like the only person who really showed up for him at this wedding was his 5th grade teacher.
Yeah.
Which was like, honestly, really, it was a really sweet and tender moment when his teacher showed up and like it hit both of us. And we were kind of like, oh man, like I kind of want to invite my 5th grade teacher too to my wedding. And we were sitting there like just kind of having a moment where I was like, damn, I have my teacher there too. And he's just sitting there just like, oh man, you did so much for me. You cared for me so much. And I'm just like, damn.
Yeah, it was really touching to see how much this woman cared about him.
Yeah, like both of us were almost kind of crying.
Almost?
Yes,
Sam
almost.
cried.
No, lies, slander. You'll hear from my lawyer. Anyway, yes, it was a really sweet and tender moment to see that like how much a teacher can mean to like someone. Basically.
God, especially like there's like some through line, a 5th grade teacher. For both of us, our 5th grade teachers were really important.
Yeah. I had to get the kind of 5th grade teacher where it was like, I don't like you like most of the year, but then towards the end it's like, oh,
I love you.
You're pretty all right.
I love you. So who would you invite? Any standout teachers or people that from your childhood? So
I had my 5th grade teacher. Her name was Miss Bowman. If you're listening to this somehow, hi, hello. Like I said, yeah, it was like that she basically had all of my sisters and me.
So she had all 5 of y'all?
Yeah, I think except for one of us. So she had 4 of us.
She was sick of your ass by the time.
She said, them motherfuckers, boy, I'm so tired of y'all. But I think all of us really enjoyed her by the end. I think my 2nd grade teacher, Miss Thorslin, and then, I think I got kind of stuck in elementary school. So, yeah. How about you? Who'd you bring?
I would invite my 5th grade teacher. Miss Crawford. She's, oh my God. She was like the only adult that I have ever seen fully be herself.
Yeah.
And I wasn't able to recognize that then, but like my grown self sitting here now, I can identify her as like, wow, to this day, I've never seen an adult be so like exuberant and excited about life and passionate about what they do. And the same thing, like I started off really not liking her. Yeah. My case was a little different. I had the same teacher for 3rd and 4th grade. So in my mind, we were going to move up through my education together for the rest of our lives.
See you in 12th grade.
Literally. So then when I got to 5th grade and I walk into this woman's class, I was like, who the fuck is this? Where is Miss Carter? And then there's this like super quirky woman who was like dressed crazy and like so busy, right? And a little story time. I was distraught. So I wrote a note to my 3rd grade teacher, my 3rd and 4th grade teacher. I wrote a note to Miss Carter. I put it in her box and it basically said something like, I don't know who this woman is, but I don't want nothing to do with her.
Help me.
Where are you? I thought we was doing this together. I thought we was in this for life. Her snitch ass gave the note to Miss Crawford, my 5th grade teacher. She pulls me outside and we have to have a talk. And she's like, this really hurt my feelings. Yeah. Damn. Like, I'm already crying.
Imagine going to a 10-year-old like, what the fuck is this?
damn. She's like, this really hurt my feelings. I hope that you'll actually give me a chance. Like, this is only the first week of school. I'd love it if you got to know me, whatever. She like confronted that shit head on. And I was like, okay, I respect her ass. And then, fucking head over heels in love with this lady. By the end of the school year, she was hands down the best teacher I have ever had in my life.
Wow.
She died a couple years ago, so obviously she can't come to my wedding. But like, I deeply resonated with this scene of having this person in your life who impacted you in such a meaningful way when you're a child, and having someone that you care about, and the fact that she showed up was so special. So who's crying? I'm not crying. You fucking crying. Yeah.
Indeed.
Anyway,
Back to the wedding. We have
back on my bullshit. I can't believe Calabria actually chose this ugly ass fucking dress looking like a fucking baby duck.
My wedding is minutes away.
So there's times where you see someone choose an outfit and you think that like,
Choose their wedding dress.
A wedding dress, or, you know, in Edmund's case, he chose like, we see him choose like a pink shirt or something.
A bullshit tux, yeah.
He switched it out by the time the wedding showed up.
Yeah, they show us in their like... Yeah, basically they like leave you on a cliffhanger where they show you one dress or one tux, and then they come to their senses and they obviously choose something different for their wedding.
Which I thought that's what Calabria was going to do.
She stuck with that ugly duckling ass dress.
Which, I mean, it tracks with the rest of her outfits for this
Her style is
season.
awful. It's really bad. I wish it were better. She's so fine. The style, a tragedy. But she did do her motherfucking makeup.
She did makeup.
She said she did not trust them hoes, whoever Netflix was going to hire. She was not going to be looking busted on her play wedding day.
Except for her dress.
What would you do if you thought my dress was ugly? Because you don't see it until I come down the aisle. No, you need to get it together. The fuck? That reaction already is...
Hopefully I would be distracted enough by everything else going on to where I would not feel the need to playfully roast you.
You will roast me when I get to the altar?
I would not roast you when you get to the altar. That would be a little wild. Afterwards, though...
You gonna tell me my dress is ugly?
I'd be like, you know like when you're driving down the highway and your friend's driving and they about to miss the exit and you're just like, where you going?
Where you going? Where you going? You said you're gonna be like, what was that dress?
I was like, oh yeah, what made you choose that one? What
made you choose that one? It's crazy.
If I picked the bullshit tux, I know you would say something.
I would definitely say something.
Exactly. So, you know.
Okay, so again, they get to the altar.
Yes.
They hit us with these bullshit vows. I cannot deal with these sorry ass
I told you, everyone does it. I will not
stand for it.
Everyone does it.
Everything we talked about, like our future, the kids, I'm really ready for it all. Hold me accountable. I'm ready to like grow more as a man.
Why are we getting married? Because this is my wedding day too. Thank you very much. As an audience member,
12 episodes with y'all. I'm getting married too.
Y'all done drugged me through the motherfucking dirt. I'm getting married too. This is my wedding day too. And why would you show up with no vows on my wedding day?
Especially considering she wrote like a note in the beginning.
Keep that energy.
They both wrote notes.
Keep that energy.
Yeah.
But no, they up there riffing they bullshit, talking about I love you and I love your story, Calabria. I fell in love. What do you mean I fell in love with your story?
It was so easy to fall for you. It was so easy to fall for you. Fall in love with your story. Your story shapes you. You shouldn't be ever insecure about it. Your story is who you are.
I don't know what that means. I really don't.
Are you an editor? Are you a publisher? The fuck?
I really connected with this, you know? Yeah, it was really
And
nice.
she broke his little heart because, again, he was going to say, he said yes.
He said yeah.
And
he meant it, too.
He meant it.
Yeah.
And she ain't even ripped the Band-Aid off.
She didn't even say no. She just started crying. And he was like, oh!
I'm sorry. So sorry. You deserve someone that is 100% at the altar.
Oh, Lord.
I felt for him.
I did feel for him. I did. He felt genuinely like, I want to marry you.
And this was better. This is much better than watching the interaction between Allie and Anton.
Yeah.
Because she like talked him through it, at least to an extent. And She held his hand and left with him. They left together. Shout out to Edmund for leaving.
Yeah, not just standing up there being like, okay, I guess it's my duty as a man to take this shit.
I'm so glad he didn't stand up there on display in his misery.
Because he was not afraid of showing how torn up he was.
Well, that's been consistent. He has been very open with his emotions the whole time.
Very
but
true.
like, especially in a moment like that where you feel this, I'm sure he already felt like a deep sense of rejection for his mom not being there, which like, that's awful. She should have been there, but she knew. She probably knew. She's like, I ain't flying out there for that bullshit.
I don't know. Again, from what we can see, she's potentially had a hard time showing up for him most of his life. So
no, I think that's the track record for sure.
Exactly. So I mean, I don't think she had some clairvoyance to be like, she's gonna say no. I'm not wasting my time.
Yeah, but we basically see that the only person that comes to Edmund to console him, to care for him, is his motherfucking 5th grade teacher.
Yeah, he was
sweet
teaching.
lady, that fairy godmother of a woman who shows up for him,
held him down, and again, the only person that shows up for him. And again, this goes back to a point where it feels like I can really feel for Edmund.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think he was definitely not the right person to be on the show. Definitely has a lot of issues.
Yeah.
But I can just like feel his lone. Like, he talked about how lonely he was, basically.
Yeah.
Of saying like, this was my last shot. Like, this was my one chance to find someone who could maybe love me for me.
Yeah.
It was a lot to like just kind of sit there and watch him feel the rejection.
Yeah.
But also try and put on the facade and be like, nah, it's okay. I'm all right. I'm good. You know, it's just, yeah. But to me, it feels like if I'm a doctor, Edmund needs some really intense like therapy with like a therapist who's like very stern, very loving, but very stern to be like, hey, Edmund, you are causing these issues in your life, but like, here's a way to work around that.
And
basically.
also, here's a way that the people in your life have failed you.
Exactly.
And you're not responsible for
Not
them
your fault.
showing
Yep.
up to take care of you and
Yeah.
care for you, but you are responsible for how you carry yourself now.
Yes.
We need to heal that hurt so
Indeed.
you can show up differently and actually find the things in your life that you want.
Yeah.
KB, she needs something too, honestly.
I mean, like we said before, it feels like that to me, it feels like she started therapy like 5-6 months ago before the show. And she's kind of brought in that therapy speak and like that little bit of work that she's done.
Yeah.
And she's been just really just carrying that through this whole show.
Yeah.
But she definitely needs some more.
She knew for a fact she wasn't gonna say yes to this man.
Yeah.
She had been on that shit basically from probably the first
feel
tantrum
like-
in the bed when they was on the honeymoon.
I feel like that first fight they had, she probably knew.
She ain't never bounced back from that shit.
No.
And I guess if you're on the show, you have to decide like how you gonna navigate the ways that you're gonna be perceived. I don't know,
Yeah.
but to me, like it seemed obvious that within whatever his capacity is, Edmund was really loving her and like falling for her.
Yeah.
And
I feel like she had the opportunity, I think she was trying to give herself the opportunity to like fall back in love with him. I think she had like was open to it basically, but he just kept consistently, maybe not showing his ass because maybe that's who he was, but like he just kept failing.
yeah, he
Failing
made it real
opportunities.
hard to marry him.
Exactly.
But that doesn't mean that she's not without fault. Like
Oh,
I
no,
think
of
that
course
there
not.
are ways that she could have done this without like fully breaking this man's already broken heart.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna say.
I mean, not her. I don't think it's her responsibility to like not break his heart, but at the same time, I think from how she portrayed herself as like this like very knowledgeable and like very like healed person, there was a lot of times we saw her kind of like backtrack to like, you know, the Calabria that she used to be.
Yeah.
And be like,
That
all right,
real nigga
all right,
shit."
bitch, I'm done talking to you.
Yeah. But
Yeah, which I mean, you know, that's who she is, and you can't fault her for that. But you know, there is some fault there. So yeah.
Yeah, so those were the two raggedy ass weddings. Let's get into our discussion. And I think that Megan and Jordan
Yeah.
best portray the discussion topics that we have.
Yeah.
Of like, do we let our aspiration for wealth and status prevent us from
Yes.
having lasting love? And your question.
Just like, yeah, how much pressure that we put on like a wedding itself and like then the marriage afterwards. Because in Megan and Jordan's case, we see what for the most part feels like a very like not happy.
Not happy, but we was banking on them. I was saying if anybody's finna get married, if there's a chance in hell, it's Megan and Jordan.
Exactly. So we see in the beginning of this, during the bachelorette parties, because like she's there for that, Megan's friends are basically asking her the questions that like we thought she'd probably be asking herself.
Right.
Of like, her one friend says, hey, have you fallen in love with Jordan or have you fallen in love with his kid? Like in the connection, because like it felt like the only connection that was really there was like her dad, the diabetes thing. Yes, which is like not really involving Jordan at all.
And that's also not enough to build a relationship.
Not at all. No. And then the other friend that she had basically asked her,
are you questioning Jordan or are you questioning the change of Megan's lifestyle?
All of us have been talking about that.
That's a good question.
Basically, Megan's friends are asking the right questions, which I was surprised because of all the friends and all the people. A lot of these folks have been failed by the people around them, and Megan's friends are asking very poignant questions. And she doesn't seem to have answers for them, which is a very big red flag. We see, obviously, they don't make it to the altar. She sits him down after probably a long day of work and is like, look, nigga, this ain't gonna work.
By the way, this lifestyle that I've been living right now, I don't know if I'm ready to change that.
You're very easy to love. And I think initially I leaned into opposites attract, but I just still have reservations.
It was a sorry ass apology in my mind. And like, he makes the point of, you're saying we're so different. The only difference that I truly see is like our lifestyle. And you knew that when you picked me.
He basically says that like, hey, like you are basically looking at me as someone who doesn't have enough money to live the kind of lifestyle that you want, which again, to your point, she knew from the jump that like that wasn't him.
Right.
And to her, it feels like she's finally coming to the realization that like, this is going to be inconvenient to me. And I don't want this inconvenience of having to like mold my lifestyle around a working class person, basically.
That's it right there. It's that class, that status type shit. And like, for me, the part that stood out so much was like, and it's a little bit, the part for me that stood out so much was like, how important is money to you? Like, you already have enough money and claim that love is what you want. Love is what's missing.
That's why she didn't choose Mike.
But like, finance your fucking lifestyle. Like, let him do his part.
Yeah.
You do your part, but like, you have the resources to create the life that you want. And if you're saying that in the past, you've been unable to have that with these wealthy men.
Yeah. There's a reason for that.
There's a reason for that. But let's be honest. What she's looking for, it seems to me, is not someone who has as much as she has, but in fact has more.
Either potentially that or someone who is at the very least able to have a similar amount of freedom that she wants,
right, but
which
that's
money
the thing.
brings.
Money brings freedom and also buys freedom. Like, bail this nigga out, basically. And I'm not even talking about like finance this man's lifestyle or like sugar daddy him.
He wouldn't want that.
No.
Like, Jordan makes it pretty clear that like, I do not want you to like to your point, bail me out or finance my life.
Right. But she has the power to make 3 phone calls and send his resume along to all them niggas she was working with in the oil industry and be like, this is the man I love, get him a job. Clearly he works, he has a position of some level of power because he has so much responsibility at work. Like, to me, what makes the most sense is that if love is what you want and you found love, money is not an issue here. You have buku bucks.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you use that money to create the life that you want?
Yeah. Because like Jordan's main point is that like, I work, I take care of my son. I can't just drop everything and go to Aspen with you. And like at one point he says, like taking a 5-year-old on like a cross-country trip would be a chore, basically.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, having the money can make that easier. But like from his point of view, that's a completely new thing to him. He can't just like have the imagination to say, okay, cool, this can be easier if I had more money.
Right.
That's kind of Megan's job, to be like, hey, here's a new way of living your life in a way where you get to like prioritize your son And also have this life that I want to live to an extent.
And you can be a part of that, and you
Exactly.
can basically accompany me. Like, again, I'm not saying that she has to pay all the bills. He seems like he wants to do his part.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem like he would be comfortable with a woman essentially providing for him. But like, to me, it's just crazy that you have, like, that she has the resources, the power, and the connections to completely change his life and change it to reflect the life that she wants. And she refuses to do that.
Because he seems open to like living a kind of life that she wants. But again, he has to consider his son, basically.
Right. But also, like, if what you say you want is love because you got money out the ass, then there still needs to be some level of compromise. Maybe you don't live in a $2 million house. You live in a $600,000 house.
And then you have all that
you can
extra.
both afford to pay for,
And
right?
you have the extra money to say, hey, I know you're going to work this week. Next week, though, can you take off? I'm going to pay for us to go to Paris because I really want to go play pickleball in fucking Paris or some shit. I don't know.
Or even just like, hey, babe, you seem miserable at your fucking job. I have hella connections. We can get you a job that you want, that you feel comfortable doing, in another place that's going to open up your time.
Exactly.
Right? Like, he will still work is the point. Like, he will
still
still
wants
contribute.
to work, it seems. Yeah. But again, her biggest issue is the time that he does not have because he is a working class person, which to me, this whole season, it has really felt that she can't comprehend the life of someone who works, who like actually, I mean, she's worked, whatever, she's got her oil money or whatever, but like someone who actually every day doesn't have the time and freedom like that her money brings her to say that like, you know what, I'm going to choose not to do this today. Like that's not the life of a working class person.
He doesn't have that freedom to do
and
that.
I think
and she resents she resents him for it.
And I mean, again, we saw before where they were having kind of that confrontation where it felt like he was feeling that as well, like a little bit of like resentment because like she's also someone she doesn't understand a working class person's life. So she can't empathize with him. So when she gave that example of saying like, oh man, I know you're tired, but I'm tired too. I had to go eat caviar today on a boat and we got stuck out there for a couple hours while we were out. You know, it's just
I had to fly economy instead of first class all the way to LA because all of the first class seats were sold out. It's like, girl, our realities are so very different. And what you said, you made an incredible point of like, she lacks the imagination to be able to like push herself beyond her current comfort to actually have love, which goes against what she says she wants. She says she's had millionaires or billionaires or
whatever,
men who made so much money that they could shower her in gifts and take her out for dinner. But that was all of the time that they spent together. And you claim that you want something different. It seems to me like you're going to have to look for that in a completely different package because these millionaires and billionaires are probably shitty fucking people.
100%. And to me, it feels like the imagination comes with like having to be, you know, having a little bit of a struggle, like having to struggle, having to like work for something builds the imagination to be like, I have a problem. Let me find an imaginative way to solve this.
Right.
For her, it's been so long where she's just like, I'll just throw money at this problem and fix it. So she can't just she could just throw money at this situation.
She doesn't want to. Her ego won't let her, which I understand. Honestly, I understand. I wouldn't really want to be paying for a man to be in my life. But the point is she doesn't have to.
She doesn't have to. He's not asking for that.
He's not asking for that. The point is like she could mold this to be something that at least more closely resembles what she wants.
Yeah.
She could connect him. She could put him on game. She could say like, hey, this is my business. Why don't you do the finances for my business? Like there are so many options where if what they had was genuine love, now it seems like you are prioritizing money and status over what you claim to want so bad. And it pissed me off because I watched her ass for fucking 6 episodes in the goddamn pods.
God,
you find a man that loves you. That. You made me endure that shit.
I forgot about
you find a man that loves you that you say you love, and then you leave his ass because it's going to be too hard for you to not have somebody that can drop everything and go ski with you.
Yeah, which to me, it brings up another point where I feel like maybe she didn't really want that lifestyle to begin with. I think she just wanted, or maybe she just felt compelled to say that like, hey, I'm this like successful businesswoman, but I still don't have the like husband.
The power couple part.
Yeah, the husband, the child, the things that like our society kind of makes a woman, basically. Like you can have all the success in the world, but it's like if you're single, like
As a woman,
you're still single.
Yeah.
You know?
You
Like,
failed. It doesn't matter how much money you have
Exactly.
if you're a single woman.
Exactly. So
Especially
I think,
at her big age.
yeah. So I think part of it is like feeling that societal pressure to say, hey, I have the money and I have the husband and I have the house with the white picket fence and the two
And I got
dogs.
the kid because he came with the package.
He came with the package. He got diabetes like my dad and everything. It was meant to be.
Right.
Like, I think part of it is that compulsion. And like when it really came, like push came to shove, she's like, I'm not trying to lose my lifestyle.
Right. She said, fuck all that. I'd rather be single and a societal failure with all my money and my shitty fucking wardrobe and sparkly shit. And so then Jordan and Luca become the collateral damage. And the way that man broke down when he basically had to reckon with the fact that like he wasted introducing his son to this woman.
I didn't think we were different at all. I think the only thing, just the lifestyle difference is she has enough money to live the rest of her life without ever working again, and I don't. I think if I had enough money that I didn't really have to work, I think we would be getting married.
Do you have any regrets?
Yeah, I wish I didn't introduce her to my son.
Which was really weird when she was apologizing and she said, thank you so much for introducing me to Luca. And he's like, shut, like you can just see in his head where it's like, what the fuck?
He was ready to call her out her fucking name. Because, like, why would you? I wouldn't have said that shit.
I would have tried to forget that. Or
I wouldn't acknowledge that shit at all. I wouldn't have said nothing about how special it is because what does that? That means nothing. Now I have to deal with my child's disappointment and constantly having conversations about where's Megan?
Yeah. And also the fact that she imposed so hard that her connection was so important because of her dad. Like you imposed so hard that like, hey, my dad had diabetes. Your son has diabetes. This was meant to be.
I'm the best person to take care of him.
I could be such a good mother. And she's like, this is inconvenient. So no. Yeah, there was just so much pressure that I feel like she put into this to make it seem like some fairy tale that was meant to be. And it kind of goes back to my main point where it feels like every single one of these couples and like this show in general puts so much pressure on the idea of a wedding
and marriage.
And marriage. I mean, we kind of do that as a society.
I mean,
anyway.
It's a big thing. Like, you're supposed to show up for the person that you're committing to.
Sure. But I think we have an idea where it's like everything changes once you get married.
Yeah.
Like, your life is going to, this is the first day of the rest of your life. Like, we do so much to say this act of, like, legally binding yourself together is going to, like, just completely change the way you live your life, which is like
and
not
justify
true.
Your life.
That that part where it's like, hey, I don't care what you were doing before you got married. If you got married, you've done it.
Right.
You did it. Good job, you. And it's like that's just not true.
Your value lies in your ability to find and marry a partner.
Exactly.
As opposed to like what your experiences are and what you like what your lived experience is. Yes. And particularly for women.
Yeah.
Right?
Because again, if you don't do that, you are deemed a failure.
Yeah.
That's the flip side of it, where it's like, if you do it, great, you did good job. But if you don't do it, you have objectively failed at like your one purpose on this earth, basically.
I mean, I think if ever there were a time where we can see a pushback to that, it's right now when women are saying, fuck all this. Like, I'll be single for the rest of my life.
What I've been hearing is that basically in the society that we are in now, we have to like restructure the way we think of marriage, basically. We have to think of it in a way where it's like, here are two people coming together to survive this world in like an actual equitable way. Because the way we did it before, one, the economy doesn't support it anymore.
No, and unless you're uber rich.
Exactly. And like our I think our shared and understood values have like changed a bit to where it's like, it's very weird for you to be like sitting there sipping a beer while your partner, most likely your wife, is sitting there with two kids on her hips, doing everything. Like, that's weird to see now.
Yeah.
You know?
And even the sort of idolized, like, I get the privilege of being a stay-at-home mom. That was built on the lack of acknowledgement of, I mean, if we're talking about like historically, the labor of other women who came in and did the cooking and the cleaning for the women who were financially stable enough to be stay-at-home moms. And it also doesn't acknowledge like the difficulty of that, like being a stay-at-home. I mean, listen, I'm probably gonna get some pushback for this, but honestly, that seems like a fucking nightmare. I'd be bored out of my goddamn mind. That's why all these moms is on Xanax and drinking all this damn wine, right?
Yeah,
like,
I think to that point, I think the openness of the internet has showed people that, well, it makes people feel empowered to say, hey, I can tell my story right now and say, honestly, being a stay-at-home parent, being a stay-at-home anything, like, one, you kind of lose your identity because...
Especially if you're doing it by yourself.
If you're doing it by yourself, yeah. Like, and I'm keeping it gender neutral on this part where it's like being a stay-at-home parent, but particularly being a stay-at-home mom when we already have a society that doesn't really, like...
value the work that women do.
Exactly. Like, you start losing your identity where it's like, damn, am I just a mom?
Yeah.
Am I just someone who just gets the the life sucked out of them? And then...
Quite literally.
Exactly. And then I go to bed and do it all again the next day.
Yeah.
You know, while I'm stuck at home, basically. There's no interaction. There's no, like, freedom, basically. Yeah, so I think, honestly, the advent of the internet has kind of helped push that idea away, that idealized...
that narrative.
Exactly. Because before, to your point, it's a lot easier to say, or it's very easy to say, hey, man, I'm a housewife. I really enjoy this. Oh, 1 second. Let me let my maid in.
Help.
Yeah, let me let the help in. Let me...
Right.
Very easy to say that when you have the help. And now when you're by yourself and you can't afford to have a maid, you know.
You're doing everything.
Exactly.
Which I think the point here is that, like, when we are able to genuinely share these responsibilities and both be the parents, and in an ideal world where we like what we do, we both contribute to the income, like, that can be great. If I could be a stay-at-home girlfriend without the responsibility of being a mom and a housewife, I'm not gonna lie, that sounds fucking lovely.
I mean, sure.
But that's not the reality that most people are able to achieve, even when they do have the financial access to stay at home. Like, you still have to do all of the many other things.
Exactly.
And I think we see the same thing with Anton and Allie, right? Like, for her, status and wealth are more important
than the actual, like, loving, caring relationship.
Which we don't know that she had that with Anton anyway. Like, I feel like it's easier for her to walk away from him than it is maybe for Jordan and Megan, because they seem to have some sort of, I don't know.
They at least seem to like each other. Jordan seemed to like her. She seemed to like him.
Yeah.
Like,
if we're thinking about who was genuine in the show, I'm honestly keen to say it was Anton. Like, I don't like who he is, but it seemed like he was very much sincere in his presentation of who he is and what he was there for.
And how much he actually, like, was down to be with her.
I think he was down. I think Anton was there for a wife. I can't say Anton was there for love, but he was definitely there for a wife and to get married, and he was going to see the process through. And Jordan seemed like he was there for love.
Yeah, he did. Like, once he found someone that he could, like, rock with, he's like, I'm here. He wasn't going to talk to them.
I mean, because he's exhausted at the end of the day and like, okay, so are all the fucking men. You got to figure out some sort of compromise. But we have already touched on that where it's like she has these, like, ridiculous expectations of, like, somebody wanting to, after working 10 hours, come home and hear her talking about frolicking and
like
whatever
how well tennis went today. Like, I don't care.
And he needed to be able to compromise and say, like, okay, if work's off the table, then I'm going to make an effort to, like, engage in other ways.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, what I think we see is ultimately the choice of, like, wealth and status over love, at least in Jordan and Megan. Anton and Allie are kind of a different situation. I'm sure Allie makes good money as a nurse, as a night nurse.
Probably.
And she's going back to school to make more money. Like,
most likely. She'll be fine.
It doesn't seem like she was in it for his money. What she was in it for is, one, status. What she's looking for in a partner is, one, status.
Yeah.
And two, to be provided for. It doesn't matter how much money she makes. She still wants a man who's going to do all the things. And it ain't nothing wrong with that. I just don't know if that's going to come in a loving package.
Most of the time we see it doesn't.
It's out there. It exists. But those men are few and far in between. All right. Well, that was a fucking whopper of a season. So much to talk about, so little love.
It feels like at the end, you're like, damn, what was the point of this? But when we look back on it, it was like, okay, there was a lot here.
We got some lessons out of this. Like, there was definitely some shit in there. I'm disappointed that there were no weddings and nobody decided to actually go through with ruining their lives. Good for them.
For our pleasure.
Good for them, but I am disappointed. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, in the end, I'm glad. I would feel bad I would feel bad for like someone like Calabria if she got married. I'm just like,
she said no, I would have been miserable, and she knew that from the very beginning.
She knew. So in retrospect,
they made the choices that were right for them. Whoop de fucking do.
Indeed. I mean, when we think about it, we could have had a lot more weddings. We could have had Blake. We could have had Blake, Patrick, and Anna. The nice little 3-way there because she would have got her culture and her white man if But
but I think it worked out the way that it was supposed to work out.
Indeed.
Again, y'all let us know in the comments what's up, what you want to hear us talk about.
Yep. We have the reunion coming up next, basically. We're gonna see how. I hope it is good. I feel like
these niggas don't ever ask the questions they're supposed to ask. They don't apply no kind of pressure. No. Nick and Vanessa be like, "Oh, so your feelings were hurt?"
They always choose the wrong person to press. They'll be like, "Hey, you said something insensitive.
Like, let's think.
What was that?"
Right.
And then the other person who's like, "Wait, you stabbed somebody. Like, are we going to talk about that?" And
no,
they're
like, they don't touch the
what
good
was
shit.
What was the season where it was what was her name? Where she just showed up on the Zoom call?
Jackie.
They did not press Jackie at all.
Yeah, they don't be applying no kind of pressure.
They said, Jackie, you're free. And what was it, Shake?
Oh, Shake was also a piece of shit.
I mean, he was a piece of shit, but it was like, the way they grilled him versus the way they grilled Jackie is like, that should have been an equal grilling.
Yeah, we don't have a lot of hope for the reunion. Honestly, I don't prefer to watch them, but we're here to do a service for you. So we're going to watch that bullshit. Yeah. Join us next time for more messy looks into love, dating, and relationships. Yep. Well, I guess we'll see what's in store for the reunion. This has been fun. We're learning a lot.
Indeed.
We're still growing. We're still trying to figure things out and figure out how to bring you the best content. But honestly, the best thing you can do to support us is to share this with other people. Please share it with other people. Indeed. Remember, we're here for the drama.
Here for the mess.
But it's all love.
Please like and subscribe here on YouTube. If you like this show and you're listening to us on a podcast platform, please give us a rating and a stellar review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. We're still in the beginning stages, so every like, share, comment, and view helps us bring you guys more awesome content.
Yes, we'd love to hear from y'all. Hit us up with your dating experiences and lovers questions at loverswatchpodcast@gmail.com. See you next time.
Mwah.